This is the eAhora Romeo T 2500 watt peak electric bike. And honestly, when you first stand in front of this thing, you can't help but stare. It's got that bold, muscular style. A modern e-bike mixed with a little retro, almost motorcycle-like vibe that turns heads for sure. Just sitting there on its fat 20 by 45-inch tires, the Romeo T looks like it's ready to tackle any terrain or weather you throw at it. The frame is this chunky, high-carbon steel structure, but with plenty of smooth lines and thoughtful details, like the extra-wide saddle, bright LED lights, and a color display right up front. In my opinion, it's one of those bikes that blends a rugged off-road look with comfort design, so you just want to get on and ride, whether you're commuting or exploring some rough back trails. From my experience, even before turning it on, I was a little skeptical if this bike could really deliver on its specs. I mean, the numbers sound almost too good. 2500 watt peak output, dual motors, up to 200 miles on a single charge, and a top speed of 40 miles per hour. Pretty wild, right? I also had concerns about how heavy it is. This thing is over 120 pounds. Lifting it onto a rack or stairs isn't easy, and pushing it without battery assist isn't fun. But once I hopped on and actually rode the Romeo II, a lot of those doubts faded. First, just pushing off, I noticed it's got a really stable stance. The bike feels solid, not that shaky, cheap feeling you get on some e-bikes. Even as a fairly average rider, the saddle is really wide and cushy with faux leather that's more comfortable than I expected, especially for longer rides. The adjustable handlebars and seat post help dial in a good riding position, so whether you're tall or short, you'll feel fairly comfortable. Grips and levers are easy to reach, and the color display is bright in direct sunlight, super handy for glancing at your speed or remaining battery life. The LED lights stand out too. I do a lot of riding at dusk, and the 2000 lumen headlight genuinely cuts through the dark, with a rear brake light that actually grabs attention when you slow down. Now, about the ride itself. The key feature here, in my opinion, is those dual 1250 watt motors. You can pick front drive, rear drive, or both at once, with a super dual drive mode when you really want the power. There's 102 newton-meters of torque, which basically means hill climbing is a breeze. I took the Romeo II up a pretty steep local trail, about 40 degrees, and it didn't slow down. On city streets or paved bike paths, acceleration is super smooth. The throttle gets you moving even if you're not pedaling, while pedal assist kicks in as soon as you put force on the cranks. There is a small delay. Sometimes you need 2 or 3 pedal revolutions before the boost hits, which can feel awkward at intersections or when starting uphill. I'd recommend this for riders who want a combination of speed and ease, but if you want instant pedal assist every time, it might bug you a little. What caught me by surprise was just how fast this thing goes. Once you unlock the speed settings, hitting 35 to 40 miles per hour is not a stretch, and the dual hydraulic disc brakes are absolutely necessary. I tested them a few times, going from full speed to a stop, and there was never any sketchy brake fade or loss of control. The brakes have a firm, confident feel and stop the heavy bike quickly, which just makes me feel safer, especially off-road or in the rain. Let's talk about the battery, which really is another key feature. The 52-volt 60Ah battery is massive. It genuinely gives you peace of mind about running out of power. From my experience on mixed roads, a bit of throttle, a bit of pedal assist, some hills, I got over 90 miles before recharging, and I probably could have stretched it to 100 plus if I was more energy conscious. Charging with the 7A fast charger is quick compared to a lot of other e-bikes I've tested. Instead of waiting a whole day, I topped it up in under 6 hours during a long lunch break. That's a relief if you're someone who rides for errands or likes to explore long routes. The full suspension system does a fantastic job soaking up bumps. Between the reinforced air fork up front, with lockout adjustments if you want it stiffer, and a legit rear shock, most potholes and trail debris disappear beneath you. The fat tires also help, making the ride stable and giving you traction in sand, snow, or even thick mud. After riding regular city e-bikes, there's just so much less fatigue on your back and wrists after riding the Romeo T for a while. It's perfect for anyone who wants an all-terrain e-bike that doesn't beat you up on a rough road. Now, a quick review of things I especially like. The safety features are some of the best on any e-bike I've tried. The built-in fenders, crazy bright headlight and taillight, and the frame that feels strong enough to survive years of abuse. The weight limit is 350 pounds, so even heavier riders or people hauling groceries or gear will feel comfortable. The smart color display isn't just for looks. It's connected to a mobile app by Bluetooth, so you can see real-time ride data, plan your routes, or even update the firmware. Regenerative braking adds a little energy back on long descents, not a ton, but every bit helps. The whole thing is IP65 rated for water and dust, so you won't stress about riding in a downpour. There are a couple of things I don't love though. Weight is definitely at the top. At 124 to 150 pounds, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Moving the Romeo II upstairs or onto a car rack is tough. If you ever need to pedal with the battery off, it's not fun at all. Also, the motors are loud, especially in dual drive or the fastest setting. You get a noticeable electric whir, more than most e-bikes I've used. Some folks may find that annoying, especially on longer rides or quiet paths. I also noticed customer support isn't always the best according to other reviewers. While I personally had no major issues during my review, I've seen complaints from people struggling to get replacement parts or responses after a breakdown. Lastly, if you push the motors too hard for extended periods, like long sustained hills at full throttle, I felt the controller heat up, which sometimes made power drop until it cooled down. And even though the range is huge, if you always ride in boost mode at max speed, you definitely won't see the full 200 miles per charge. In conclusion, after spending solid time with the eAhora Romeo T2500 Bod Peak electric bike, I think it's a seriously fun, powerful option for anyone looking for more performance out of their e-bike. From my experience, it works as both a cruiser and a rugged off-roader, comfortable on street rides and trails alike. If you want something with serious speed, massive range, and real comfort, and if you can handle the extra weight, this bike is worth checking out. It's not cheap, but you get what you pay for in build quality and features. I'd recommend this for riders who want a high-power e-bike that's safe, durable, and actually lives up to its promises. You can view detailed information about the eAhora Romeo 2500 Watt Peak electric bike in the comments section. Thank you for watching.